All right, cool. Welcome officially to week 17. It is, let me redrop the session notes for the folks that just popped in. All right, so week 17 of 2024 already. Time is flying. All right, cool. Let's start off with our poll of the week. And please let me know what you think the S&P 500 will do by next Thursday. So bullish, sideways, or bearish? You should see the poll on your screen. And yeah, and then we'll look at sentiment data and see what else is cooking off. So we got about half the room voting. A little bearish today. Wow, I'm surprised. Usually I'm the resident bear. Okay. Okay, cool. So that's the most of the group. Okay, cool. I got most folks. Okay, cool. So 57% sideways, 43% bearish, 0% bullish. How is this possible?
Wow.
Let me share the results. So there we go. You should see this.
Wow.
Never seen this before. Who are you guys?
Wow.
You guys are full of Warren clones or something? Let's look at the American Association of Individual Investors. It definitely reflects a trend. The bulls are retreating like crazy. Wow, the bears outnumbered the bulls for once in the AAII cohort, and the swing states in the middle are up for grabs. Okay, so I guess our contingent here is a little bit less optimistic. Okay, let's see if we can fix that. All right. All right, let's go through. Do we have SVOG announcements? We have an ops meeting on Monday. Okay. And let's see. Idiot of the week. Lots of fun stuff here. Janet Yellen. I didn't know this was a thing, but during like a hearing or something, someone wrote "buy Bitcoin" in the same camera shot behind her, and this dumb notepad sold for $1 million. Like,
That's
what?
stupid.
Very stupid. And I'll explain, if you did have money to burn, how to spend it correctly. And I have almost zero nice things to say about Bill Gates, but I will give him credit for how he spent $30 million. Okay, I'll talk about it in a second. And another idiot of the week, NYU pro-Palestine demonstrators have no idea what they're protesting. It's like, well, anyone could have told you that, sweetheart. But
They're
yeah,
probably getting paid for doing that, for protesting.
yes, and I'll tell you who's
I
paying.
bet you they're not even students.
Yeah.
That's also true, and I'll tell you exactly who's paying.
Probably George Soros paid them to
Oh,
protest.
it's China.
China?
Yeah, yeah. You
Wow.
guys forget. We talked about this before. China already attacked the academia market a long time ago. They set up what's called
Mm-hmm.
Confucius Institutes. So they would donate piles of money, and they're like, "Hey, we want to set up like a little headquarters for spreading pan-Pacific cooperative bullshit." And
Mm-hmm.
basically, they turned these little outposts on sorry, this is the Chinese thing. Confucius Institute, U.S.
I have a story when you're done, Warren,
Oh
that
yeah,
I'll tell you.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, stuff like this. There's like lots of colleges have Confucius Institutes. So this is how infiltration begins. So
Yeah.
we talk about Marxist infiltration of the U.S. academic system, and the sort of evolution of that, or one path is, the Chinese commie is like the super predator of the Marxist subspecies. Okay. But yeah, let me drop this in the chat if you want to read more about this. And story time for Larry. And welcome, Linda. Welcome from the office. Let me drop the session notes for you, Linda. Go ahead,
So
Larry.
Warren,
Yeah.
when I first went to college, I was kind of naive. Go down to LA. God, the first thing I ran across was Mao's Little Red Book. Everybody,
Wow.
everybody was into Mao's Little Red Book in LA. What
Wow.
the hell's going on? We just finished fighting them in the Korean War barely 15 years previously. But somehow they had worked their way into the young, and everybody's waving Mao's Little Red Book. This is in 67.
Wow.
I can
So this has
explain
been going on. This infiltration's been going on for a long time.
100,
Yeah,
100%.
100%. Yep.
CRT or critical race theory started in LA, in Santa Monica, no less, by the Bolshevik remains that escaped World War II, early Germany. Um, and this is where a lot of Bolshevik remains aligned with Soviet espionage, and they infiltrated the US State Department. That's why Chinese nationalists were sabotaged, and Chairman Mao was being assisted by Soviet command operating through the US State Department. We don't have time to go through all of this. It's way beyond the scope of this meeting. But uh, Joseph McCarthy, Senator, sorry, pardon me. Let me give him this proper honor and accolade. Senator McCarthy was wrong, was right about communist infiltration of America, but he was right about communist infiltration, but he was wrong about the magnitude. It was infinitely bigger, and they skewered this guy and destroyed his life and ruined his family. And I just hope we don't forget his sacrifice. But yeah, yeah. Let me drop this in the chat. Okay, cool. Where am I? Little Red Book. Okay, yeah. So yeah, all those weird Bolshevik Germans, yeah, moved to Santa Monica and then infiltrated Columbia University and then got into the rest of the Ivy League. That's like literal pathway. Like I've studied this to death because I want to understand my enemy, right? And adjacent to
The other comment I have
yeah,
was when I was going to grad school at Stanford, there were
Mhm.
lots of protests in the early 70s. You know, I'd be trapped inside buildings and stuff. All these protesters, they weren't students.
uh,
Oh,
These were outside agitators who'd go to Pali High School across the street from
yep,
Stanford
yep.
mhm,
when school let out and
mhm.
drag all these high school kids over to Stanford to go bust windows and barricade buildings. They weren't
Wow.
students.
Wow.
Right,
They
right, right.
Oh, okay, nuts.
What do you guys think is the end goal for all of this?
Destabilize the U.S.
Right.
Wipe
To
out
destroy us.
wipe out Christian white males with access to rifles. Like,
And to destroy our empire as well, the US empire, right?
yeah, basically,
Yeah.
New World Order, right? Was this book big?
The press won't talk about how many of these arrestees are students.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was at the Berkeley Antifa riots against Milo. I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw these
Mm-hmm.
students in person, and the next day I started jujitsu training. I was like in class the next day. I was like, oh, I almost died, like at this protest. Like I'm not effing around ever again. So yeah, uh, yeah, 2000. Yeah, Trump's ramp up and first term was incredible. Let's just leave it at that. Okay. But yeah, this book must have been big too in that era, in the 70s. Have you heard of it, Larry?
Yeah, I didn't follow the book, but the author, yeah, he was big.
Yeah, yeah. So if you own the Little Red Book, the next level up will probably be in this direction. But it's basically a checklist of how to manipulate the incumbent an incumbent's I guess moral interest. So just look at it like power is not only what you have, but what the enemy thinks you have. Never go outside the expertise of your own people. Whenever possible, go outside the expertise of the enemy. Okay, yeah, this is the most important rule. Forget the rest. Make the enemy live up to its own book of rules. So what this means is this radical left abuse the American principles of freedom of speech and the freedom to organize and the freedom to associate and and our free enterprise system and nonprofit laws against ourselves. So the little guy, the little psycho radical complains that he's not getting fair treatment. And then you throw little equality bits at him, and then he becomes more than equal, and then he starts killing you. That's basically what this is. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
I remember now. It was in LA, it was you go to the head shops and you would get incense, you'd get beads, and you'd get the little red book.
Wow.
Oh, the fronts were the incense shops. Of course, that makes sense. Hippie Central, huh? Wait.
Yeah. And in those days, LSD was legal.
Yes, yes, MK Ultra days. Thank you, CIA, for inventing fucking acid and LSD. Um, wait, Larry, you went to Stanford for graduate school? I thought it was undergrad. Where did you go for
No,
undergrad?
I went to Caltech for undergrad.
Damn, Larry went to Caltech.
That's how I got introduced to LA because, up in San Francisco, the Chinese community, I don't think had anything to do with wouldn't have anything to do with the Little Red Book.
Oh, of course, of course. Wow, I didn't know you went to Caltech. I have so many Caltech questions for you. Like, what's it like? You're one of the few Caltech grads I know, actually. You guys are a rare bunch. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This makes so much more sense. Okay. Larry's actually a smart guy. Awesome. Okay, good
But
time.
age is taking its toll, guys.
Yeah, but you had your fun during the best slices of America. You got no sympathy for me. Like the shit I have to go through in the next 50 years is gonna be bonkers. So yeah. You had all the good.
Larry, where did you go and do all the protests and all of that stuff during that time?
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
you kidding me?
of
You
course.
did?
I was privileged to go to Caltech. You think I was going to screw around with that kind of stuff? I was there for an education.
Oh,
And
okay.
there weren't any protests at Caltech. The only protest was some outside agitators came in and threw a bomb in the dorm.
Hmm.
Those were the days when at UC Santa Barbara they burned down the Bank of America.
Wow.
The good old days.
Those are good old days.
Bank of America used to be the Bank of Italy. My insurance broker's dad was their first landlord in Mountain View on Castro Street. But yeah. Okay.
My grandparents banked with AP Giannini. They knew him personally.
Wow.
Oh,
Good stuff. Okay. Sorry, we're getting off track so fast at 10:30.
Yeah, really off
We're
track.
having so much
Sorry.
fun. Let me think. Am I under the influence at the moment? No, no. I don't know. I don't know how to explain this. Okay, it's all good. Okay, protesters, idiots. Okay, a couple things about this picture really quick. I love reading faces, as you guys know, and being a DJ as well. I try to memorize voice inflection patterns. Anyway, it's just my thing. But all right, let's look at this girl. She has a septum piercing, which tells me she has no dad or an absentee dad, and she's sexually promiscuous and she's very liberal. All right, that we already know. But what really concerns me is her mouth. This girl is a victim of fetal alcohol syndrome. It's the smooth philtrum, this upper lip. If you can't see the indent clearly, that means mommy was drinking a lot of alcohol when she was carrying the baby. And we've seen
wow.
this in a couple figures. We've talked about it before. I don't know if you guys remember, but Greta is another one. Fetal alcohol. And if you notice, it's oh wait, Brave doesn't have this. If you notice, here we go, Greta. Doesn't that look perfect? Try to make it a little bigger. Interesting, right? And if you look at Greta's mom, you're like, oh yeah, definitely alcoholic. David Hogg is another one. And the term useful idiot comes to mind. Because all these damaged children are being pimped out by their parents for political ends. It's really disgusting. You see this? The slightly deformed head, the lack of the upper lip. And he looks kind of like not full grown, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks a little weird. Yeah, off.
Yeah. Useful idiots. It's just unfortunate. I wish I was more educated. Ah, bless your hearts, sugar tits. Okay. Useful idiots. This is a technically a intelligence term. And Yuri Bezmenov, one of the head spies assigned to India by the KGB, defected, and eventually, he has this great like hour-and-a-half interview on YouTube, and he exposes a subversion playbook in the 80s, and this has been in place since Lenin's days, so it's wild. Basically, so if you're asking yourself, what's the end goal of all of these student protests at all these academies? It's to trigger what's called a color revolution. In the historical context, this is more of an attempt at a bloodless coup d'etat. So we don't have time to get into this, again, way beyond the scope of this meeting. I will happily leave this in the chat. So that's the end goal. And Gonzalo Lira, rest in peace, he's that American journalist and like men's rights guy that died. But he spoke about this a lot. And I tried to find this color revolution video on YouTube, but it's not there anymore. But it's unfortunate. But yeah, that's where I initially learned this. Okay, so there's our 2 idiots of the week. Let's go to the rest of our notes. Quick reminder, we have our book of the month as going to be launching, I guess, this month, but we will review this together end of next month. So I clearly need to spell the right month and not say June, but May. We will review this like mid or late May, depending when you guys finish reading this. So maybe quick, I guess, soft poll. Has anyone not read this book?
I have not read it.
Okay. So I would encourage you to get the book, and then start reading and read as much as you can by towards end of June, and then we'll review it as a group, and we'll build like a study guide and stuff, and I think it'll be really fun. Yeah. So hopefully you guys get this. It's a paperback version. It's really popular. It's like my thing's in the garage, but it's really thick. It's like a half a phone book. But the spiral bound version is really cool. I recommend getting this one over the paperback one. The paperback is kind of dumb. It's really thick and it's hard to read and reference. So yeah, get the spiral version. Okay, cool. And then I'm looking for more book ideas. And then Kurt and we've got a powwow on our SVOG library concept at some point. Maybe we can bring it up on Monday with the greater squad. But yeah, I'm happy to take more suggestions. You guys are enabled to share comments on the Google Doc. So please just fill in stuff and we could see what's up. Classics obviously are, Natenberg, Macmillan, must reads. And those are so hefty that you need to read it in chunks. And so there's some other stuff that I thought would be fun. So yeah,
I'd spend time on Natenberg and skip Macmillan. Macmillan puts me to sleep.
All right, I like that. We're gonna go with the Caltech grads suggestions. All right, here we go. God, now that got me curious. Caltech admission requirements today.
Which book was canceled and which was the good one?
Natenberg over Macmillan. Macmillan's like a good encyclopedia reference guide. Less strategy. Natenberg is a little more intellectual in that regards, I think. Okay, I'm kind of curious. What?
So Warren, where do we put the book suggestion?
Oh, just type it in. Sorry.
Type it in the chat. In the chat here.
Just type it anywhere, blah blah blah. You just type you type it in chat or on the document itself.
Okay.
I shared the link for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Let me add Ross's suggestions. Thanks, Ross.
I got tons.
Yeah, please mention. Growth Stocks Bible, Life Cycle Trader, IP.
Market Wizard.
Market Wizards. Cool. I'll check this out. So yeah, happy to build a library, and I'll work with Dennis, and we'll get this on the SVOG website. Because the marketing guy should do his job. All right. Cool. So those are books, and yeah, I mean the overall goal is, I know a lot of us have our systems, or our system is a lack of a system, and we should always educate ourselves to see what's cutting edge, and just go stand on the shoulders of giants. There's lots of gurus out there, and
You want to list any movies?
oh, movies. That's right.
That's a good idea.
Okay, let's go back to the top.
I've got a couple short movies that are 5 minutes long. I'll contribute.
Oh, please, yeah, movies. Big Short, obviously.
Margin call.
Margin Call, yeah. And there's a threesome, right? Big Short is from from
The
the trader's point of view. Margin Call is the investment house point of view, and there's a third one. What's the trio? I forgot. There's a trio.
Wolf of Wall Street is good.
Yes, and I read I did a lot of studying of all the characters, and they're real. And the real story of what's his name? The Jordan Belfort.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of drug use and sexual escapades in real life make the movie look like a PG-13 movie. So yeah.
What Inside Job?
Inside Job.
Denzel, right? Yeah.
There's also one called the Arbitrage.
Inside Job is what's
So it's about the crisis, the 2008 crisis.
Oh, Inside Job. Yeah.
funny.
It's a documentary.
Yeah, it's a documentary.
I'm thinking of Inside Man. That's a different movie. Okay.
Inside Job. It's a 2008 market crash, the financial crisis.
Wait, so it's not this.
GFC.
This is
Yeah.
wrong.
The GFC.
Uh,
There's one called the Arbitrage with Richard Gere. I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, I have seen it. It's not that.
It's not that good.
Nah,
Yeah.
It was okay.
It's okay. Mhm.
okay, arbitrage. Richard Gere. Okay, maybe just okay.
What others?
Gordon Gekko. What's the first one?
Oh yeah, what's that one
Wall
called?
Street.
Wall Street.
Greed
Is that one good? I have not seen it.
Yeah, it's
Oh
good.
my God, Greed is good. The speech. Just watch the speech.
Yeah, that
Oh
clip.
yeah, I want to
The
see it.
greed is good. Yeah.
Greed is good.
So he talks of 35 vice presidents. My company has 36 vice presidents.
Exactly, it's beautiful. And then his movie number 2 rant about like no doc income and ninja loans is incredible. So this is like the speech, but after jail. It's
That's Money Never Sleeps.
yes,
That's
yeah. Speech never.
Never sleeps.
Yeah, I'll paste this all for you in the chat. Don't worry. Where's the? Is this the? Yeah,
Yeah, this one.
Greed is good. Number 2. That's it. All right. So here's Greed 1.0. Yeah, that's right. Greed 1.0. And then I gotta make sure this is in the document. Oh, something sold. What's sold? Sorry. Pavlov's dog training with that bell. Oh, a stupid little leftover 5 thing. Okay, that's fine. I sell my spreads manually, so when the lottery ticket sells, it's kind of nice. Okay, Wall Street. Speech 1, speech 2. Okay, speech 2. Oh, Boiler Room. Okay. Let me make sure. Let me.
Boiler Room, yeah. Ben Affleck.
Yeah. Sorry. ADHD firing at full speed. Slow down. Oops. Okay. Sorry, guys. I started watching some replays and I realized I shift screens like so fast you could get a seizure. I'm so sorry. Dumb money. What is dumb money? Okay. Dumb money. AMC. And then maybe Glenn Ross. But just for that one scene. we can skip the whole movie. Glenn, Gary, Glenn, Ross. It's that always be closing scene, if you guys remember. I mean, that's more sales stuff, but for traders, you got to take liability off the table. Like close your short legs at a minimum. Like don't let it float out there, guys. Please don't. Trading places. That is really good. This is a must. And we saw the US Bureau of Labor and Statistics doing leaks, right, to selective people. And then apparently some people got the wrong information on GDP data and made the $50 million bet in the wrong direction. Like it's just so rich. So yeah. Good stuff. Oh, when Genius failed, yes.
Oh,
Long-term
that's a good one. Yeah.
long-term capital management. That's ridiculous. Yeah. And also there's like documentaries that are important, right? Let me see. Documentaries. And what other luminaries are important?
Another great room. This is the smartest guys in the room. It's about
Oh,
Enron.
yeah. Enron on the Enron. Hey, by the way, on the books, have anybody read Colossal Failure of Common Sense?
I've heard of that.
It's by Larry McDonald. He was a Lehman exec.
Oh, wow.
It's a very good book.
Excellent.
What is it called?
Colossal Failure of Common Sense. That's right here.
Hmm.
Thank you, Satish. Excellent. Okay. Cool. Please chime in more suggestions while I'm presenting, and but yeah, I'd love to build out this library, and then this work will go into the SVOG website and so forth. So
While on the movie, I have one more. The Last Days of Lehman Brothers. There is a documentary. I think Last Days of Lehman Brothers.
I know Tasty has a great 1987 documentary.
Mhm.
And Mark Faber's AIG lecture is one of my favorites. I still listen to it over and over again. But yeah, we'll dump more stuff in here. So yeah. Oh, all right. Thank you, guys. And then here's our anti-idiocy tips and generally accepted iron trading rules. And then here's the opposite ones for like the kids who are trading on their phones in the bathroom. So good stuff. We'll do our index overview in just a bit. We'll look at VIX and all that good stuff. We'll talk fear and greed, of course. We'll look at Stock Traders Almanac from April to May and June. And well, obviously, the Stock Traders Almanac is a key book. How can I forget that? Let's go back to our books here. Options. Stock Traders Almanac. Technically, this is a stock thing. All right, we'll put it in the stock section. Okay, excellent.
Yeah, he doesn't talk about options.
Yeah. That we have to do that. And then okay, thank you, Ross. Too big to fill. 1929, great crash. Excellent. Thank you, sir. Okay, cool. Where are we?
Hey, Warren, I typed something in, but it didn't get in there, so I'm not sure why.
It's a comment, so I have to like up.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So comments aren't
I-
able. Yeah, they
I went into the document though, and then I typed something in, but I didn't see it anymore. So.
Oh, because it's not. It has to be approved by the document.
Oh, okay.
So,
I have a few if you
like-
want to add.
Yeah, like I'll see all your edits. Like No FOMO one here has added a couple books. So yeah.
That's me.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I just have to approve it. So like
Oh, okay.
this is what's called a track changes function. It's when multiple writers are working on the same document. You have like a senior
Oh.
editor, people suggest edits, and then you approve that way. So that's a common workflow for document management. Okay, cool. Let's see. Okay, we've got the almanac. We'll talk stock traders, sector rotation data. We'll look at our picks from last week, and we're just tracking the losing subsector and the winning subsector in the S&P. And then I didn't finish my homework assignment here, but we'll look at that. And then we'll look at our favorite individual tickers and how it's rotating. Lots of earnings data to talk about. I really want to focus on this today. Getting a lot of mixed signals, but we'll talk Tesla, we'll talk GM. Who's the other monster? Boeing. We'll absolutely talk Boeing. Where's the Boeing article? I forgot to add that. It's Zero Hedge. Boeing.
Today is Microsoft and Google today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Intel.
Here we go. It was Apocalypse was the Zero Hedge article. Oh, how could I forget? It's on my other laptop. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Boeing dumps. Oh no, that's not it. Why did that link? Oh no, Zero Hedge removed the article. Okay, I'm not going crazy. I tried to look for it. The article's gone. Yeah,
Oh,
the article's gone.
wow.
They changed the URL destination to a different article. It's okay. We'll look at this anyway. But yeah, we gotta talk earnings, so no problem there. We'll talk Boeing. We'll look at what the retail fish are trading, of course. And getting to our news cycle, we gotta talk stagflation with the latest economic news that came out. This term will be increasing in the future. The emperor definitely has no clothes. All of them. Have black swans changed at all? Not really, I think. And then let me think. Theaters of war. Has anything changed? Not sure. Oh, Ross, great idea. Okay, I will look at the cash when we get to that part. Yeah, thank you. Theaters of war, pretty straightforward. What is VIX today? I didn't look at that yet. 16, 15, 14. S&P's, kind of flat. What should VIX be? Let me guess. 14.5.
Mm.
Oh no, wrong. 16. Okay. Cool. Okay, and then we'll talk about the latest update from the website. 98% of central banks are adopting CBDCs. That's wonderful. And officially, the approvals are completed, regulatory compliance is done, and official trading starts April 30th. I believe inflows have started already as well into the fund itself. But yes, Hong Kong has launched their Bitcoin and Ether ETFs. And this is really dangerous because Hong Kong has been, subverted under China control. And China is a starving giant and needs cash. And Hong Kong has new cash from very desperate hands that want to, jump in at 60. What's BTC at today? 68, 69,000. So yeah, a little late. Yeah, a little late to the party. But we'll look at the US side and look at inflows here, of course. And then, oops, did I copy too many articles? Yes, I did. Pardon me, I copied the entire page, it looks like. Let me delete this extra. Oh shit, hold on, where's the good stuff? Okay, there we go. More crypto news. I wanted to ask Wani and Ed about this pattern, because Zero Hedge said, every time China's foreign exchange outflows jump, Bitcoin erupts higher. Rinse and repeat. Have you guys seen this before? This type of pattern? Wani?
Chinese.
Yeah, when Chinese foreign exchange reserves are jumping out, they're basically moving money. So then BTC jumps up. It's the big Chinese whales running away.
It's possible.
Okay, yeah, we can ask Ed next time. Yeah. Cool. Getting to domestic news, we'll look at US demographic data. This came out. And to my earlier point, geography and demographics is destiny. We'll look at Midtown Manhattan, all the good stuff there in front of Roosevelt Hotel. We'll look at Biden's new update for a potential 44.6% capital gains tax rate. Kiss my ass. Homeboy has forgotten the tax origins of the USA. So yes, it is your patriotic duty not to feed the beast. So buy Rolexes. Okay. we'll look at the latest thing with Ozempic, and it seems like the fat loss is so fast that there's this new phase that's coming up called Ozempic phase, and it's a hollowed out appearance, increased signs of aging, loss of fats, and I do a lot of intermittent fasting, and I'll fast 3-5 days without eating, and I've never had this problem. I don't know what the hell they're doing. This drug is something else. Yeah, crazy. We'll look at Boeing and its latest fiascos. Good times there. And if you're not shorting Boeing, I don't know what you're doing. All right, we'll talk about Dave's favorite nemesis, Larry Fink, and Homeboy needs more guns. And as Mark Zuckerberg is learning, when people are only loyal to you because of their paycheck, and they're holding all the guns in the house, that's a little dangerous. And that's why Mark Zuckerberg is like desperately trying to learn MMA and firearms and everything. So on that side, it's commendable, but knowing he's a human enslaver and overlord, I don't really like that he's training martial arts, but his skill set progression is correct on that standpoint. Okay. Shifting to real estate news. We'll look at pending home sales in March and look at those latest figures. Shifting to engineering, lots of fun stuff here. We'll look at some titans of the Mac 7. We'll look at Apple. Apple has a lot of updates from their lack of Vision Pro and iPhone sales as well. And then we'll look at the Mag 7 independent of the S&P, and it's quite grim. And shout out to Larry. We were talking this week, and he mentioned that retail engagement with all these Mag 7 stocks is not what we thought it was. I thought it'd be higher, but it's very low, as you see. Here's the retail participation rate. So this is from Wall Street Journal, the print edition. I think this is from Tuesday, I think. And so basically what this is telling you is that by and large, all of the movement is institutions. That's basically it. These are, thinking pension funds, 401ks, 403bs, all those different 1986 ERISA Act derivatives and analogs. So yeah. And if you guys have been to any IBD meetings, that is part of the protocol and criteria, the institutional buy-in factor. So we'll go over all of that in the CanSLEM methodology once we go through Bill O'Neill's book. So very excited for that. And thank you, Larry, for sharing this with us. Cool. Let's look at international news. We'll look at the latest fiascos from Russia, which is blowback for the US side of seizing funds. And, I don't like stealing things unless it's absolutely necessary, I guess. But yeah, let's try not to do that. We'll talk the Japanese yen. It went 155 this week, which is amazing. And why we aren't traveling to Japan is another question as well. I mean, given that Kurt grew up there and Wani speaks Japanese, like we gotta organize a Trader Talk hangout in Japan. That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
And go see a like a sumo wrestling match and all the other fun Japanese things. That would be so cool. I would like to learn how to pour tea correctly. That would be cool. All right, cool. We'll talk some espionage news in Germany. That's always fun. We'll talk about the Gucci gang and the collapse of the luxury markets. We've talked about this before, but we'll look at the Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy family, as well as the Gucci gang and all its other superficial derivatives. We'll talk oil news as well. There's lots of updates. I saw a fun Dune article on Zero Hedge, so I had to share that, of course. And we'll look at copper as well. Dr. Copper is the famous prognosticator for the S&P 500, and it leads the wave by, what's the count? Like 12 to 18 months or something? So we'll look at that. We'll look at FTC and US regulations, and we'll look at the latest in the Pan-Pacific military strategy of converting oil rigs into military bases. Yeah. When the Taiwan Strait War kicks off, I don't even know what to do. Okay. I mean, Do I want to end up in a internment camp like the Japanese on American soil? Not really, but like I really don't know like what they're gonna do with the Chinese in America. I don't know. Okay, not your problem, but yeah, that's okay. We'll look at gold and silver a little bit as well. A little dry on the articles there. Our boy from the Rebel Capitalist posted, and he talked to a hedge fund manager who I posted on Discord, but it was a fascinating gold trading strategy, which I've never been thought of, which is go long gold and short the miners because the miners are total dogs and not profitable. I posted this in yeah, right here. Let me steal the link here and paste it into our notes. Okay. So yeah, this is a pretty novel, novel strategy. I've never even had the intelligence to think about this. And our cost of living adjustment poodle has paid a visit. Okay. So I'll drop this in okay, thanks, Kola. We'll talk China news in just a bit too. We'll look at Chinese bonds, we'll look at Chinese EVs, Chinese nuclear power plants, and definitely not for use for military purposes, you know, like the dictator. And I've been studying their sort of macroeconomic policy, and it seems that China's goal is pardon me, 510-427. I'm gonna mute you a little bit. Okay. They're doing a lot of top-down welfare and not from the grassroots. And in America, if you can remember 2020, 2021, we had the stimmy checks for $600 and whatnot. While that didn't do much, at least you got some money to the grassroots and people probably started gambling with it. But Xi Jinping's welfare for the country is top down through his oligarchical army of communistic cadres. So he wants like big projects like AI projects, semiconductor fabs, and the one big industry that fills his coffers that no one really talks about is organ trafficking. So we'll talk about that when we get to our China section. Okay, so that's the highlight overview that took half an hour. My apologies. We are digressing all over the place this week. But yes, let's jump back to the top. Let me see if I missed anything in the chat. Oh, Boiler Room. That's right. Boiler Room. Ben Affleck's in that movie. That's right. And Vin Diesel. That was one of his major roles after his Spielberg like cameo, and then Fast and Furious started. But yeah, Boiler Room. That's a good yeah, it's not purely trading, but yeah, it's good. Okay, cool. All right, let's jump to SVOG announcements really quick. I don't know if Carl Jorgensen's video was posted yet. It is. Okay, fantastic. Who emailed me asking me? Forgot. They asked me if this was posted yet. I promised I'd reply. Let me write it. Let me make a note. Sorry. Let me just make a note on my notepad to reply to that person. Carl email recording reply. Okay, cool. Awesome. So yeah, I missed the session, but I heard a lot of great things about it, and I'm excited to check it out. So hopefully you guys get to look at it as well. And it's in our content library. So again, I don't think you guys understand how much work goes on in the back end. I mean, I do Trader Talk, but the website, the meetings, the uploads, a lot of thankless heroes in the background. So yeah, cool. So yeah, let's start with looking closely at our idiot of the week. All right, so here's the buy Bitcoin legal pad that sold for $1 million. Look how stupid this is. And what are the chances this is the original? I don't know. You have to do like a pixel by pixel comparison. Could you make a fake? Absolutely. But yeah. But yeah, this was
Yes.
super, super dumb.
Did somebody buy it?
Yeah, $1 million. Let's see if we can find out who bought
Who did? That's so stupid.
it. Let's see. So it costs about
Auction.
16 Bitcoin.
Oh my God.
An anonymous buyer secured the item with a bid of 16 on the auction site Scarcity. Huh? What's Scarcity? That is not my first pick for a online auction site. Can you imagine? Hey, honey, I'm gonna start a new auction site called Scarcity. Oh, it's Scarcity. Oh, duh. Play on words. Ha 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 ha. Okay, yeah, I guess it's right. Bitcoin is a deflationary marketplace. Okay. What the hell is this?
NFT thing?
I have no idea what this is. Here, I'll drop the link. I don't know what this is. Scarcity. It's you know, if this website isn't phishing through your transaction and credit card details, then who is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Zimbabwe currency is trading at a premium, and this stuff was worthless, less than toilet paper. And now, Westerners can't get enough of it, just for like novelty purposes. So, in about 20, 30 years when the US dollar is defunct, even though it's everywhere, please save a room full of every bill and you can sell it, in a century, or your descendants can for fun. Cool. All right. Satish asked, have any of you looked at innovator ETFs?
Yeah.
Warren, I didn't mean to digress. I just had that as a question.
Oh yeah, no problem. I have no idea what this is. I've never heard of this. Does anyone have any experience with this?
Yeah, this is very interesting. They are trying to kill the structured note market with a collar. Essentially, these are all collared positions, but they have gathered huge AUM. Lot of people interested in this. Looks like
Hmm.
they offer a buffer or a floor, and they sell a call and buy a put. Total traditional collar on S&P or NDX and some other ones.
Oh, so this just
lot of ETFs. They offer monthly series ETFs. This was formed by Bruce Bond, who was the founder of Power Shares. So this just intrigued me. I was looking into this.
Wow.
Yeah, I think there is a comment that we can do better by our own callers and no management drag. But the interesting part is these guys have collected good AUM. Very interesting.
Right, and depending if you're in certain retirement vehicles that aren't as liquid for options, this would be a great workaround, right?
Yeah, and they have flex options. They do their callers through flex.
Okay, so if you have like a Roth account or something, this might have a place in your portfolio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, very
So
interesting.
if you look at their products, monthly ETFs.
Yeah.
I mean, they have made a product out of, they call it income barrier. Just by selling a put, they have put a ETF wrapper around it. And
I do admire the strategy very much.
yeah. Oh, this is a collared strategy.
Yeah. I imagine this will easily outperform in more volatile markets. Will outperform the S&P by a land.
So they call it defined outcome. Marketing name, but
a lot of universal life insurance uses that as a sell point.
Yeah.
Because they park the float in these type of strategies.
Right. So if you go to the product tab and you will see the list of all of their series ETFs.
Product tab.
Go up.
Go up.
Go up there. Go up. You see in the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, defined outcome ETFs. So yeah, product table you can go.
Okay, so there's a lot. Okay, this is very cool.
There's a lot. Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
curious. I didn't mean to take
Oh, no,
too
this is
much of your time.
oh, very, 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 very nice. Let me drop this link in the chat, and I'm sure we could use this. Flaw says, I would do a synthetic collar using just 2 option legs and no stock. Same
Yeah,
out.
completely agree. Spot, yeah.
That is much more capital efficient. But if you had capital, if you had long stock that was stuck, you can still, throw on, the proper hedges on top of that. Cool. Very, very nice. Thank you, sir. Cool. And pivoting back to this dumb thing. How should you spend money when you're buying something? This, I think, is the coolest antique purchase of humanity. And this was years ago. I remember reading about this. God, you gotta remember, like, if you think Warren is a kooky kid, you gotta imagine, like, from my family's point of view, watching Warren grow up. All right. I read The Road Ahead. I was 11 years old. This is a shitty book by Bill Gates. I think I still have this stupid book somewhere. But yeah, I still remember. I was 11 years old and I read this book. I didn't understand anything. But I do remember he mentioned about he bought Da Vinci's notebook, the Codex Leicester, and it's not many pages, it's only 72, but he talks about it in a book for like a whole chapter, and I always remember that. But yeah. Yeah, this is 1994. He spent $31 million buying Da Vinci's most complete notebook. If there's one mortal item I want that I don't already have, it would be this thing. So I will do a cage fight with Bill Gates for this, happily. Okay, cool. So that's how you should spend your money. But yeah, good stuff. And don't be a protester. And to Larry's earlier point, yeah, don't get arrested, don't be stupid, and don't get expelled. I mean, even I was liberal in college, if you can, relatively speaking, compared to where I am now, I was relatively liberal, but yeah, I don't know, people change, so it's okay. Okay, let's get to our trading stuff. Where am I? Index overview. Okay, let's go to the charts. Cool. All right, let's start with the ES. So we'll review all the indexes starting from the futures tier through the core products and its lesser traded items. And yeah, we'll work our way through. So here is the supposed smart money. And if you notice, our channel has changed quite a bit. So yeah, we had this nice, beautiful upward channel. This broke, and we're not sure if this is a rebound or looking like a dead cat bounce. And if you don't recall what the dead cat bounce pattern looks like, oh, by the way, I want to do more trading videos on YouTube, and I think I need to do it not with the SVOG brand, because Warren talks a lot of interesting things that might get SVOG in trouble on the geopolitical side. So one of the names that I wanted to think about for the trading channel would be like Dead Cat Bounce, Anti-Plunge Protection Team, Cowboy Money. I don't know, I'm just throwing stuff out there. Between those three, any takers? I don't know. I'm still noodling on it, but yeah. This is a dead cat bounce pattern. So if you look at this end here, the reason it's called dead cat bounce is the idea is that when a cat is thrown off a building and it hits the ground, it might bounce a little bit. It's a bad joke, but yeah. Do you see a dead cat bounce here? Maybe. These candles show me a lot of uncertainty and weakness and hesitation. So we'll see what's up. Okay, cool. And looking at on-balance volume with momentum and net buyers versus net sellers. On the ES side, we are officially below the zero line. This is kind of a big deal. We haven't been in this area for a while. So I expect the put-call ratio to be a little aggressive. So yeah, Will we stay here down? Will we stay, I'm sorry, will we stay down here longer? We will find out, I guess. All right, let's go to the analytics. And I'm going way too slow. It is 11:12 already. I'm like, oh, today, I was thinking to myself, oh, today should be a fast day. I have few articles. But Warren's mouth runs a little too much. And I was watching a couple recordings. I noticed I do my uhs and ums way too much. So I'm trying to reduce that and remember my limited Toastmasters training from high school. Okay. Okay, let's look at the numbers here. So ES, I think the sizzle numbers look relatively okay. They're not in multiples of 100 this week, but it still looks broken. But put call ratio is at fair value at 1.46. The 0 to 20 delta is only 78%, and we've seen this as high as 90%. So from a hedging and catching the falling knife perspective, it's not today at least. But it could change on a dime and even in an hour. So let's take a look a little later. But yeah, what's the expected move for this week? Let's take a look. By tomorrow, we can expect another 17 handles. Oh, sorry, 49 handles. Okay, cool. Good to know. And let's downscale or downshift rather to SPX and look at our big boy option contracts for the S&P 500. And we call this big boy because it's worth 10 shares of the SPY. So if you're wheeling on the SPY, you can level up in a big way to SPX contracts and save on some commissions. And Linda, we gotta look at I gotta show you the SPX buyback backend for your bookkeeping and general knowledge purposes. And of course, my SWOG Ameritrade product is crashing. Oh, I posted another idiot of the week. Sorry, it's not in the notes, but it's on Discord. It's that one mofo. Whatchamacallit? This guy is a freaking TD Ameritrade data scientist on the Canadian side, and he got caught basically going to charity orgs and nonprofits and bragging about all the free supplies he got. Like, that's revolting. I've almost started that. I've been homeless before. I've never done this. This is fucking bullshit. So yeah, he got fired from Ameritrade and deserves every inch of that. And I tried to find him on LinkedIn, and he deactivated it because there's nothing about him on LinkedIn except other mentions of this article. Okay, so clearly he's a real person, but he's hiding. And this mofo, yeah, he was bragging on social media. He's turned everything off because he's getting so much heat. And there's some people defending him saying this was a fake thing. But like, he literally posted the video. Like, what is fake about this? Okay, anyway, where are we? Okay, SPX. Sorry, we're getting so off tangent today. All right, let's see, SPX. 1.2, fair value is about 1.3, 1.4. Delta's at the Hail Mary side from 0 to 20 is about 62%. So it's not a very urgent day for hedging at least, and no knife falling on the SPX side either. Let's go to on balance volume and look at momentum. And do we see a matching correlation with with the ES? Come on. Oh, our SPX doesn't have inflows like this. That's right. Okay, my mistake. Let's just go to the SPY. And we have a new challenger to the game. Welcome, Rob Walker, all the way from Milpitas, California. The city of 1,000 holes. Certainly smells like one sometime in the summer. Let me drop the session notes for you, Rob. Oh, I would like to get some feedback, Rob. If you have ideas, we were all chiming in earlier on the Idiot of the Week section, and we were posting or adding comments on other books to read and movies and documentaries. So if you want to chime in your favorites here, that would be very helpful. and I'll curate this, and we're gonna have a book of the month thing. We can do like a quarterly movie night or something, and we gotta do poker. So I can show you kids some tricks. All right. All right, cool. Back to SPY. All right, let's start with on balance volume. We are seeing a negative sell-off of about 250 million shares net per day. We have been under the zero line since April 15th. Oh my God. Wow. Oh my God. You know, when the stock traders almanac comes alive in front of you on the charts, if you're not excited, I don't know what you're doing here with us on the meeting, but hopefully you guys are jumping out of your chair like me. Like, you see this, right? The zero line is broken on April the 15th. April the 15th. Wow. Human beings really do respond to incentives, huh? Wow. Economics 101. Okay. Good stuff. So yeah, people have been, the retail has lost faith in the SPY. Wow. And going back to AAII sentiment and everything, if you think about this, this is a bad clue, right, for future prices, because everyone's bidding the price down. For prices to rise, the net buying has to be positive. Like, this is just math. So yeah, S&P is in trouble. Okay. Good stuff. Let's go to the put call ratio. Traditionally, this is more bullish, but let's look at the SPY. Fair value is like 1.3. Let's see what it looks like. And I'm hungry already. I skipped dinner last night. Okay, 1.1. Okay, a little bit. Yeah, it's on the bullish side. And as you can see, the low delta 0 to 20, the Hail Mary side, only 40%. So clearly, there's still different levels of sophistication between futures, big boy options, and cheapy retail options. So good to know. Let's go to the NASDAQ, where all the eyes are on. Tech stocks, the Mag 7, and good stuff. And this is analogous to XLK, which is the S&P version of the NASDAQ. I mean, I didn't even know about XLK until I looked at stock charts for their sector rotation tool, but yeah, it's actually fairly liquid if you wanted more exposure outside of the Qs. But yeah, okay. Let's go to the charts, and it looks like Qs are pacing the S&P closely today for its daily move. And looking at on balance volume, we are also negative. And negative has been dipping in this latest phase on April the 9th. And is that a Friday too? No, that's a Monday. And then 4/11. Wait, is that a Monday? I don't remember. Okay, 4/11 here. Okay, it's not tax day here. But tax day was the 15th. It wasn't a good day. It was a sell-off day as well. Okay. It was just funny. But yeah, looks like the Qs have been weak in general. They've been dancing below the zero line for 2/3 of the last 90 days here. And ATR is picking up, which is average true range. So that's like the day-to-day move. And as the day-to-day move goes up, it tends to want to break out. Okay, cool. So we're seeing a similar problem on the longer duration charts as the S&P, with the channel breaking. And again, we're not sure if this is a dead cat bounce or not. Technically, we are forming the pattern. So I'm not very good at the drawing tools. I would like to get better. I'm going to go through the stock charts free curriculum on technical analysis. I know I've talked about it in the past on Discord, but I've done it in chunks. So let's try to draw some decent lines here. SVOG being glitchy doesn't help. Okay, it's really glitchy. We're gonna stop drawing. Let me turn off this drawing tool. But it is forming a dead cat bounce from what I see, and that would spell doom for all the longs. Okay, good to know. let's go to the schizophrenic side of the major indexes, which is the Russell 2000. It loves to overreact. And I don't have the charts, but I believe for the quarter, the Russell 2K has outperformed the S&P 500. And we were talking briefly about this, I think, 2 weeks ago or last week. But yeah, if you look at the inflows, they're strong. They almost look like the exact inverse of the NASDAQ. I think it is the inverse. And that would make sense. I think the trading culture and personality of retail investors that like the NASDAQ versus the Russell are quite different. Being a small business guy, I think my background is closer to Russell 2K, but being a technologist, I guess, tech is obviously the hotbed. But yeah, I think the long-term holders are a little different. Okay, cool. So yeah, strong inflows or stronger than what we've seen today. And ATR is low, so it's forming a plateau, which is interesting. And we go to the trading analytics and look at what the betting public's thinking. Normally, fair value on the put call ratio is about 2.3. It loves to overreact. And on today's price action, it's what, 2x NASDAQ almost? Today, this is fairly normal, 2.942. It's kind of crazy, but this is fairly normal. 300% almost more bearish contracts than bullish. And it's in inflow territory. Like, this is just the quirky, schizophrenic nature of the Russell 2000. It makes a lot of, it's very volatile when it moves in any direction. Even when it's holding still, it's volatile. It's just incredible. Okay. But yeah, Russell 2K, the new safe haven. Okay. And let's go to the other retard in the class, the diamonds. This is the dumbass that likes to eat glue in the corner of the classroom. We all had that kid at school, the one who wouldn't follow instructions and would be doing their own thing. And here we're seeing inflows as well. Wow, it's even better than the Russell 2000. And a big ATR jump in the last ramp up here, a month and a half. And let's go to the longer term charts. We're also seeing a very similar channel progression, and we're seeing a similar dead cat bounce pattern. And the key sort of leg is not the first break, but the second one. And it's literally forming. And once it knocks out the floor from this chunk here at what is this, 376? Once that knocks it out, then we're off to the bottom, baby. Even percent R is confirming this in its own stochastics here. So yeah, okay. Yeah, we could see the market rip downward for a chunk. Anything can happen. And again, earnings is the big unknown, right? The external catalyst that we're all juggling with here. And Mag 7 Central is this week and today. So it's been choppy. Okay, cool. Let's go back to our notes. We looked at the VIX, that was 16, right? So all good. And okay, let's look at the fear and greed index. I don't think I've been this behind before at 1125. Okay, I gotta see that. So fear and greed index, composite score of 40 today. Last week was 33, so we improved. 1 month ago was 69, and 1 year ago was 57. Okay, good to know. We are very close to the 125-day moving average. Scary. And here you can also see the confirmation of that downward second leg on a dead cat bounce. And let's look at stock price strength, comparing net 52-week highs versus 52-week lows. And we are finally in the fear category. So in the 0 to 5 spectrum here, it's now at the bottom. So effectively, the 52-week highs and the 52-week lows are canceling each other out almost to the 0. So yeah, flat. And flat for the S&P is like drowning, which is hilarious. They're just addicted to constant growth. That's why Uncle Sam needs more tax serfs. All right, going to the McKellen Volume Summation Index, we're looking at the number of shares on the New York Exchange are rising compared to the number of shares that are falling. And similarly to 50-week too high versus 52-week low, we're seeing this scale towards the bottom end as well. So Also fear from that. This oh, Dave, question, comment? No? Okay. This put call rate is a joke. 0.9 is not extreme fear. North of 2.0 is extreme fear. So this is nothing. Market volatility, as we talked about, it's 16. We're seeing some mean reversion here, but we are seeing an interesting pattern develop here on the VIX, right? So shoulder, head, shoulder. And what does that usually do? Crash, right? So this will crash back to its support at 12. Good times. But yeah, we'll have to watch the next leg here. Yeah, we'll skip the rest. Okay, cool. Awesome. And let's look at the almanac. April is wrapping up, and we've already blown through April's predictions and proven it as a nightmare. April's been a disaster for the S&P, as we can see. The only winners are really the Russell and the diamonds, right? So yeah. Should we even bother reading this? We're a little behind. We'll skip this then. Okay, we'll read May and June instead. So I'm not going to bug Kurt because he's paying attention to his other screen. But yes, May is the May-June disaster area between 65 and 84, with S&P down 15 out of 20 Mays. Between 85 and 97, May was the best month with 13 straight gains, gaining 3.3% per year on average. Up 17, down 9 cents. Worst 6 months of the year begin with May, a $10,000 investment compounded to $1.1 million for November through April in 73 years, compared to a $3,000 gain for May through October. So I believe, again, this sentence is disproving the sell in May statement. Anyway, Dow Memorial Day week record, up 12 years in a row, down 16 in the last 28 since 1950. May is number 9 for the Dow, number 9 for S&P, and number 8 for the NASDAQ. Cool. And looking at June, and again, shout out to Wani, who brought this up, I think, a week or two ago, of the electoral calendar. So if you want the economics to peak into October and November, then one of the perfect bottoms is June. And June is a natural bottom to begin with. So the summer rally in most years is the weakest rally of all 4 seasons. Week after June triple witching day is down 26 of the last 32. Recent record, S&P up 12, down 9, average loss of 0.8. Ranking number 11. Summer doldrums can begin in late June. Watch out for end of quarter portfolio pumping on last day of June. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yes, the dog days of summer is a real thing. And yeah, usually not great for economics. Okay, so that's cooking. And so there's something related to this that slips my mind, I think. End of quarter portfolio dumping. Oh, is there any institutional moves at end of April that we should be expecting as traders? Or is that just quarterly? Is it monthly or quarterly? Or it depends on the fund? Or maybe it's both. It's all of the above. There are monthly closes and adjustments and rebalancing, as well as quarterly, I'd imagine. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, let's jump to our sector rotation.
It just depends on bonuses.
Sorry, can you repeat that, Larry, please?
When do they get their bonuses?
Oh, so does
That's what's going to determine it.
human beings respond to incentives. Economics 101. Okay. It's all the fundamentals, guys. Always fundamentals. Thank you, Larry. All right. Here's our S&P subsections. Here's the 11 of them. Going to the table view, again, this is slightly stale data. This only updates once a week. I'm still looking for a better tool, but this is free, and my paid account cookies are still working, and their dev team doesn't know, so let's keep it that way. And Warren is not paying for stock charts right now, so that's $30 a month for more tacos. All right. So again, these are 5-week tails. Each chunk of the tail is 1 week. So when you see a very big tail, that's showing you a lot of price action. So let's see here. We got energy and oil that's blown up like no tomorrow. I mean, it's obvious, right? It's an inflationary play, and you can print money, but you can't print oil. XLU is making a very nice improvements, and let's see. Losers include XLK, our tech stock section, and real estate. We've seen a lot of pain in real estate for a while. Okay. I need to build our fictitious trading thing from last week. So I'll fix this because we're already behind 11:30. Okay. And it's a big earnings day today, so I want all of us to have proper time. We're cutting this off at 12 for sure. But yeah, I'll fix this. Sector rotation. What do we call this? Trade of the month? Trade of the week. Yeah, I'll fix this. I'm really trying to catch up with what Jonathan Massey has done with his trade of the month program, because it's really cool to see the backlog and to show, especially new folks, that like, hey, we have some great picks here, which I strongly disagree with. Like Massey is so pro-China, like, it's okay. He hasn't lived the life. It's okay. Oh, okay. Let's go to our individual tickers. And let me drop a screenshot here for all of our sports fans first. Before we get to individual tickers, if you guys have any favorites, happy to drop that in here. And if you guys need me to run this for you, like any time besides our Thursday sessions, I'm happy to do it. So, this is a great tool, and Warren has the right cookies to sign into the website. Okay, cool. So these are individual hot shots we've been looking at. Lots of players you recognize. Crypto miners. Where's Supermicro? I don't see it. I need to update the list. Supermicro. NVIDIA. Is that NVIDIA here? There's NVIDIA. Okay. Oh, what's the other one? SoundHound. Okay. And then NVIDIA's green today, unlike everyone else, because Zuckerberg punted the football to him. What the hell was that earnings call? We'll talk about that in a second. Okay. So based on April 22nd's close, the sector winner was what? Hasbro Toys? What? They also make weapons, so they're not all cute and bubbly. What else? Chinese tech stocks? What the hell? I'm glad I'm not in Chinese tech this week. Okay. I'm only shorting Neo. And loser right now is SoundHound. This was always a pump and dump. You can see it clear as day. And the Wall Street Bets favorite pump and dumps are right at the $6 to $8 mark when they start. And that's exactly what happened with SoundHound. Like all these patterns keep repeating. Because these are poor dumb kids trading in the bathroom. They're like, oh wow, it's cheap. And then, when it's at $6 or $7, it makes everyone happy. From the UX, designers, that just got unemployed, they're comfortable buying something for, $6 or $7 with common stock. And then for the more savvy folks, they're happy to YOLO options on short-term, low delta trash, right? So yeah. Let's see. Other losers include Neo, which I mentioned, Intel. We got earnings coming up, AMD. What else? Upstart. This has been a famous loser for a long time. And what else? Mara, Cathie Woods. Who was I talking to Cathie Woods about this? Oh, Linda and I were talking about Cathie Woods. That's right. Good stuff. And if you're not shorting Donald Trump's dumb social company, you should be. And you'll join happy Trump voters like me in shorting this dumbass stock. All right, yeah. All right, cool. What else is fun here? That's about it. Any other tickers you guys want me to throw on the list? Wait, who has earnings today? Let's throw them on the list. Everybody. Okay. Listen to the big boys. Okay, Microsoft and Google. And I hate Google's double listing. I always have to check like which one's the A shares, which one's the C shares. Double check volatility in both, and what a pain in the ass. Pardon me, Linda, I'm just gonna mute you for a second. Okay. Where is Microsoft? I can't even see it. Where'd it go? Microsoft update. Where are you, Microsoft? MSFT search function. Oh, here it is. Okay, highlighted. Oh, it's spinning circles going nowhere between the weakening and lagging sector. Okay, that's a clue. What else did I look at? Google? Google's doing a lot better. Yeah, lagging to improving. Yeah, correct. That is on point. Okay. Yeah, this is just so cool. I really like this 4 quadrants tool. And the first broker that incorporates it into their trading platform is going to really benefit. Why isn't anyone building this? Is the real key to wealth just building brokerages and not trading? Is that the Sosnoff formula? Sell shovels? We are working too hard, guys. Sell shovels. And then with an infinite bankroll, and if you own the brokerage, you can just trade everything. You can sell strangles at 16 delta, you know, blind. Tom Sosnoff. Good times. Any other tickers you guys want to look at? Okay. We can revisit if you guys want to look at anything. We gotta talk Tesla. I wore my Tesla rash guard for us today. This is not Tesla. There's like there's a apparel company that makes rash guards for grapplers and surfers. And it's all called Tesla. I don't know why, but yeah, if you guys are looking for compression clothes, Tesla's pretty cool. Okay, cool. But yeah, let's go to Tesla and discuss what the hell happened. And I actually listened to the earnings call, at least like the first 5 minutes. Elon sounded very autistic and retarded and scared, which I thought was unique. And his CFO, which we've talked about, Indian gentleman, what's his name? Was the second to speak, and his job was to talk about the 55% drop in profit. Yeah, nuts. Tesla CFO. Let's find this mofo. I have no idea how to pronounce this. Vaibhav? Taneja? I know we have multiple Indian correspondents on with us today. Can you tell where he's from by his last name? I have seen this superpower in play a couple times. Can you guys tell where he's from? I'm just curious. Taneja? I've never met anyone from Chennai with that last name, so probably not from the south. Let's see, where is this one? Oh, it's from the north. All right, the wheat bread basket. All right, more Bhangra beats than other stuff. Excellent. Okay.
How long's he been CFO?
This guy, long time. 9 months. When the Jewish guy quits and the Indian guy has to fix everything, things will get choppy.
While Elon is cutting prices left and right.
That is it. That's correct. That's price cut number 10 since I've been tracking. This was the previous guy, Zach Kirkhorn. He was there for almost 5 years. And then the guy before him lasted, I think, only like 2 years. I'm kind of, yeah. Yeah. I mean, but can you imagine like the value of his vested stock options from 2013? Ah, man. Chasing carrots. And then this guy, Vaibnov, he also came up the hard way. He worked his brains out. He went from Big Four in New Delhi, worked his ass off, and got promoted to senior and made it to San Jose. And now he's in Austin. Like, maybe the other guys were jokes, but this CFO looks like, just a workhorse. Props to him. He came up the hardest way possible. And he's CFO for one of the titans of the industry. Elon Musk is a douchebag and a psychopath, but this guy has a great career for what it matters. Okay, cool. And let's see why his hair's turning gray. All right, so Tesla, all kinds of shenanigans. Where do we start? We're low on time, right? So let's just talk about the important stuff. Okay, so let me try to think. Elon was very wishy-washy. Cybertruck sucks major ass. Cybertruck has recalls up the wazoo. It was just announced this week, if you guys didn't see this. There is an accelerator pedal defect where it gets stuck. That is fucking ridiculous. And what they also haven't published are actual deliveries. They never disclosed this in the earnings call, so we actually do not know how many Teslas are out there. Because sales figures were a disaster. And if you think about Cybertruck as a whole, like, what is the customer demographic? Like, what problem is it solving? Like, this is selling to a techie audience. And how many techies even have pickup trucks, right? How many techies are hauling things, cutting wood, going to the gun range or whatever? And we've seen Cybertrucks here and there out in the wild. Have you seen anything have you seen the truck bed at all? Have you seen anything in the truck bed? That's right.
No.
That's right.
No.
Correct. So Cybertruck is selling to a segment of techies that want to haul things but never do it, and it has $70,000 and 5 years of waiting time to burn. Like, this is lunacy. And Rivian and Ford and everyone else that try to go with heavy, EVs that are pickups, like, they're all failing like crazy. So this is the beginning of more pain to come for Tesla. And I think Tesla is officially over now. Like, it's served its purpose.
But
Okay.
I see Rivian's carrying things.
Rivian's a little bit more, yeah. They have like the like the canopy camping beds and whatnot. But Cybertrucks, never, right? Never.
I've even seen Rivian's towing things.
Yeah, sometimes I've seen that, yeah. And Cybertrucks, if you wash the car, guess what happens? Like a car wash. It bricks the car. Yeah, it bricks the car, and then like the wheels won't roll, so you can't even tow it. You have to get an electric winch to drag it onto a flatbed tow truck. But yeah, if you run it through a car wash, it voids the warranty. It voids the warranty. Like,
Wow.
and and it bricks the car. Like, the car dies. Like, if you sneeze on the car, it will rust.
Oh my God.
So you're going to take this thing off-road.
Exactly. And here's another secret that the internet forums was talking about on Zero Hedge and Reddit that I didn't see anywhere else. Deliveries to rainy states were deliberately delayed. That's why the only states that have Teslas are California and the Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
And they're manufactured in Austin to begin with, so it gets deployed from there. But they're not in Maine, they're not in Vermont, and they're not in Washington State. So you can read between the lines, and that's why Elon sounded so effing scared on this earnings call, because it's been a disaster. and all the analysts came out to back him up, and I was like, oh, it's okay. You lost a pile of money and you laid off 10% of the workforce, and price cut number 10, we're gonna make it bullish. Like,
Yep.
don't you worry.
And
Matt,
we canceled our $25,000 car, and it's going to be more expensive.
yeah, the Model 2. Yeah. And then what did he do? He filibustered. Oh, we're focusing on more AI solutions and just throwing buzzwords on the earnings call. Let's not
Mhm.
talk about anything else. And then Boeing was like, hey, let me do that too.
So why didn't Zuckerberg do the same thing yesterday?
That's a
Why did
great
he
question. Yeah.
why
So
did he keep saying all the stupid things, right? So could
Yeah.
it be that he purposely do this so people can short the stock, knowing that this is what he's gonna be saying? And the people that are shorting, make money from it,
absolutely.
right?
There's lots of, different agendas at play, right? So
Yeah.
and Zuckerberg, like I mean, he's not going to be dethroned, right? Like they need him for the election for this year. So like
Yeah.
who cares how this quarter performed? It doesn't matter. So and then the key analytic that I saw in Zero Hedge was I forgot the acronym. It was single user multiple account. This KPI, I hope I remembered the acronym correctly. KPI. This is the Achilles heel of Facebook. So it's single user multiple account. There's an acronym, whatever it is, but this figure has never been released by Facebook because obviously Facebook has more dead. Let's separate the products. Facebook proper has more dead people on it than alive people. It's what, 8 billion supposedly on Facebook, and most of them are bots and whatnot. And so if it's like, how many people have one account but multiple profiles on Facebook? I have two, one for stalking, and one real one that's like locked down like crazy. So recruiters cannot find my gun pictures and whatnot. LinkedIn, I have three, two for stalking purposes. And there's also you can only fetch so many results in the search function. So it times out. I sign into a new login, change a VPN, and go back to work and scraping leads. I mean, but that's more of a marketing centric thing. But yeah, so Facebook basically overcounts its users because people have multiple personas. That's basically what I'm saying. And ditto for Instagram. And Instagram is the real powerhouse for Facebook in general. Sorry, for Meta. So yeah, that's where all the growth's happening, and it captures a huge chunk of Gen Z and millennials and Gen X. And ladies love Instagram. So yeah. This is the KPI that when you're looking at SaaS products and you want to weed out the garbage, you need to ask, what is the single user multiple account KPI? And let me try to find this KPI. I do like this. Let me find the correct term. I think this will help us decipher future 10Ks and 10Qs a little bit better. Okay, cool. So that's the key things about Tesla. Let's skip this. And again, I want to leave a lot of time for complicated earnings trades today. And we could do it as a team and draft up all the verticals and whatnot. Okay, cool. So that's been fun. We're a little bit short on time, but GM's had a nice earnings, and I do like raised guidance. That signals a lot of strength and optimism to me, especially from an automaker. Is it warranted? I think hell no, but I like the sentiment. It's a little ambitious, which I respect. But yeah, okay. And before I forget, I do want to look at Tesla's charts as a group here, and let's just take a look. And again, can't go wrong with looking or talking about the Mag 7, right? All the money's there, all the attention's there, all the volatility is there, and we pay our bills by selling volatility. What did Cybertruck say? What did Floss say? Cybertruck voted Truck of the Year by Snowflake Magazine. Guys, just wait a couple more months and let the rainy season run through, and you're gonna see like brown Cybertrucks everywhere. It's gonna be hilarious. Oh, and by the way, Cybertrucks are only allowed to be sold in the US because it violates every known safety protocol in Europe and abroad. Like, if you get hit by a Cybertruck as a pedestrian with a frontal collision, you'll be cut in half. And like the sheet metal, the stainless steel is in the front, it's 1.8 millimeters thick. And Elon lied. He said it's 3 millimeters around the body. It's not. It's 1.7 on the doors and the front and 1.3 millimeters everywhere else. And there's no grooves or curves because he wanted to save weight and mass. So the jaws of life cannot cut it open. If you're in a Cybertruck, you're gonna fucking die in it. If there's a fire, you won't be able to get out. The computer system will fail. The electronic locks will shut, and you're gonna burn alive inside that piece of shit. And the glass is bulletproof. You won't be able to pop it open, and you can't cut the metal. And the firefighter's jaws of life is designed to cut 0.6 millimeter metal, not 1.3 stainless steel. So tell your friends, don't get a Cybertruck. And if the Cybertruck gets hit hard enough with a big enough object, the crumple zone is designed completely different. Like, if you can imagine the exterior exoskeleton, impaling the passengers, that is possible. And you'll be stuck inside because you have metal barring your exit. It's gonna be a nightmare. If you can imagine an aluminum box getting crushed inside, yeah, not a good visual. Okay, back to the charts. Tesla, we had a rebound and we're back at the 0 line for momentum, so it's anyone's game at this point. But if you just look at the 1-year chart on the top right, that looks like it's trending downward. Like a 5-year-old could tell you that. And you look at the multi-year chart on the top left, it's seen better days. The peak was what is this? 1227. What year was this? 24, 23, 22, 21 fall. Peak November 2021. That was the kangaroo recovery year. That's right. That makes a lot of sense. Model 3 releases were big. Model Y was coming out. Yeah. Okay, I remember that. Okay. Yeah, but it's up 3% for today. Why? I don't know. Again, how much money Apple and Tesla are dependent on from China? It's a third or half the revenue, respectively. And China's collapsing, therefore the analysts in America bid the stock up 10%. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, put call ratio 1.1. That's bearish. And yeah. So yeah, I'm just doing a light squeeze on Tesla. Let's see, how am I doing? Oh, I'm just selling the odds and ends of my last vertical. Oh, okay, that's what's happening. So yeah, when you close manually, you just have the insurance laid, and no one wants to buy my little thing for a penny. Oh, but it's nicely at the 99.89% of expiration. Okay. Okay, we gotta go faster. Here's the Boeing article. To Ross's earlier points, I will find the cached article and drop it into Discord. Okay, cool. I'll do that.
Warren, can I comment on one thing? The recent earnings that fascinated me was Chipotle, which is having a 50-to-1 stock split.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk salmonella burritos. CMG.
Yeah.
Chipotle. You know, if there's anything I hope we become connoisseurs of, it's Mexican food and hold on, sorry, 1 second. Why is this not working? Yeah. Yeah, I think you know, our culinary tastes, you know, are hovered around Mexican, French, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, maybe. Performance problem detected. Of course, of course, of course, of course. Come on, CMG. While Swab is figuring out if it's going to die on me or not, let's look up CMG Chipotle earnings. All right. Let me enlarge this. All right. Oh, welcome, Michael. Let me drop. Did I drop the session notes for you? Let me drop it for you just in case. Here's the session notes, and if you have a moment, Michael, I'd love to get your feedback. We earlier in the session we were expanding the in the Idiot of the Week section. We were expanding the potential books to explore as a group, movies, clips, documentaries. So if you have anything to add here, you can just drop in titles, and I'll curate a little later. Cool. Okay, let's look at the update. Okay, Chipotle. So revenue's been increasing. That's good. Is this business or just corporate greed, which has turned out to be bigger than we ever imagined? So shrinkflation, corporate greed, yeah, probably. Comparable restaurant sales increased 8.4%. Operating margins increased. Everything increased, it looks like, but you know, among my peers and whatnot, you know, everyone's feeling the pinch for fast food. You know, you're thinking twice, like, do I have gas in my car? Do I really need this? You know, blah blah blah. So things are changing. But any other highlights that I'm missing, Michael, that you might recall from this earnings announcement?
Well, just that 50-to-1 stock split. That's pretty fascinating to me.
So that will drop the price to what? Let me
I don't even know the current price of the stock.
31.13. Nice and symmetrical. And then we were talking on Discord a lot on CMG Day, right? Because the liquidity was garbage. Where's our Dallas boy, Mullen? He was obsessed with filling this. I'm like, there's easier trades. But yeah, the liquidity here, excuse me, is garbage. So yeah. Did you guys have any problems with this? Like, you can maybe get in, but getting out is really painful because of slippage and everything.
Well, actually, it was really very difficult to get filled, but
Yeah.
I got out actually pretty quickly this morning. I was surprised, like
Oh,
first click.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. But
But
to
yeah.
get filled yesterday was super hard.
Yeah. So for us, you know, selling credit spread guys, trading non-directionally, Chipotle is just really hard because at the extremes of 2 sigma and on, there's just no liquidity. You know, look at the slippage at 96.57%. 50 cents on the bid, 155 on the ask. You could drive a container ship through that. It's so wide. And look at this. At the 97.5% level, it's 5 pennies to $1.90. Like think about it. Like, well, that makes sense, right? Like you have to be like obscenely pro burrito to own 100 shares of Chipotle, right? You'd have to be spending $300,000 to sell one call contract. Like in case you're wondering why this is not liquid, there's not that many ballers doing this, you know. You know, this could be you, Wani. Can you imagine?
No, no. That's why they got a split.
Your kids would love you. This is my Chipotle mom.
Too bad I don't like Chipotle.
That's
No,
profitable.
I could probably buy a franchise for that, 100 shares, right?
But this is less work. This is less work.
Buy a franchise for that, 400 shares.
Yeah. So
Ridiculous.
you gotta imagine, like all these, like these are the multi-millionaires out there, like that create a liquidity market. Like that's kind of incredible. Just think about it. Like, Flav in his retirement, just wakes up in the morning, sells one contract, has spending money.
Yeah.
He buys up all of Tracy. That'd be good times. Okay, we are a little over time. All right, let's speed up. All right. Oh my God. All right, we just gotta fly through this. Where are we? We are just getting out of earnings news. Oh my God. Warren's talking way too much today. Okay, Boeing did a repeat of Tesla, basically. It was apocalyptic. But yeah, I'll find the original article off the cached sources and post that at the Discord. Okay, we gotta fly fast a little bit. Okay, GDP data came out, lowest print in 2 years, below estimates, blah 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 blah. So lots of talk about stagflation. And if you are under 60 years old, including myself, you did not live through the stagflation of the 70s. So I think only Larry did on this call. Maybe Satish and Michael, I'm not sure. But I would love to hear your feedback, guys, on what was stagflation like,
Yeah.
especially from a trading and investing standpoint. If you're there, Larry, or maybe Satish.
That was way before my time in terms of trading.
We should table that topic. That's a long topic.
Yeah, we're short on time today. But yeah.
I lived around money when that was happening.
Okay.
There's lots of stories.
And stagflation will I mean this buzzword will increase. This will not decrease. Okay. But yeah, anyone under 60 has no acquaintance with stagflation. So yeah.
Doesn't stagflation refer to the increasing cost of stag parties?
Stag pardons?
Doesn't stagflation refer to the increasing cost of stag parties?
Stagflation.
What?
Yeah.
Seems like it ought to.
Stag parties are bachelor
Goodness.
parties, but the Wingy Palm version, which is the Brit, yeah, or the Commonwealth, and yeah, stag parties. As a wedding DJ and being in a couple of bachelor parties, I don't know why this is a tradition. It's really debaucherous. I've seen friends like bang strippers like before their weddings. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But sure. I don't know. Yeah, bachelor parties in the US typically entail the mass consumption of alcohol, hiring a stripper, and general rowdiness. Thank you, Wikipedia. We didn't know that. Aliens 10,000 years from now will be able to decipher this. And how can I not look up our favorite stock that we've ever talked about in the whole world, which is Rick's Cabaret out of Dallas. I wonder if our boy Malin there has ever been. I have to ask him on Discord. It's like, hey, cowboy, can you go do some field research for us? No problem. Where's my dollar bills? Do they even take dollar bills anymore with inflation and everything? I have no idea. Okay, here's Rick's Cabaret, the Dallas-based strip club that went on a national-wide IPO roadshow. They own many branches and outlets. But anyway, 90-day window. It's been a lot of outflows. I can't talk about this. Just short these guys and move on. Short the strippers. Let me write that down. Short Rick. dog's whining. Uh-oh. Okay, hang on, Cola. All right, we're gonna fly through this. Okay. Cashless society, blah blah blah. Hong Kong, Bitcoin, blah blah blah. We'll skip that. Yes, crypto is still very popular post-halving. It's okay. Now China's trend. We'll ask Ed about this later. Blah blah blah. Domestic stuff. People aren't having babies, but they're having a lot of sex. You guys already knew that. So moving on. Midtown, New York, everywhere is falling apart thanks to illegals. They're not setting their best. Okay, moving on. Biden is an asshole. Okay, moving on. Be careful with Ozempic. Let's look at Boeing. All right. Yeah, all right. I think Colin needs to go out for a walk soon. He's giving me the death glare. Okay, here's Boeing. Look at this beautiful sell-off city move. Negative almost 200 million shares net per day. And from Larry's intel earlier, these are institutions selling, not retail. Retail traders like Supermicro. They're not thrilled about going long on Boeing. So if you look at the charts, below the 500-day, below the 200-day, Warren is going to blindly short this. So please consult your own advisors for your own portfolio needs. Okay, so that's Boeing. And just curious, let's take a look at that put call ratio today. I hope it's bearish. I hope it's bearish. Up 1.11% for today. Hola, what are you doing? 1.679. Oh my God. And look at the deltas, 23% on the Hail Mary stuff. So these are not cheap shorts. They're spending earnest money. Look at that, 81 to 100 delta, 38%. Oh my God, that's serious money on the shorts. Wow, that's whales moving in to drink blood on a nice up day, no less. Wow, that's so smart. That's slick. Yeah, we're looking at both Boeing after this. Okay, cool. I like what I see.
That's weird smile stuff.
That's weird. What?
That's weird volatility smile.
Yeah.
So short Boeing, right?
If I was talking to myself, yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's just look out 22 days out. Let's get into the nice state of decay curve and everything else. What if we sold this nice 3-penny gap 90% probability trade? This little nice vertical. I feel like Bob Ross, a little tree lives here. So 18 bucks on 250. Let's look at the other strikes. Cola. Okay, Cola's really whiny. I think he needs to go out. Okay. What should I maybe we'll take a 5-minute break. Cola needs to go out. So we'll pause, we'll come back, we'll do the rest of the stuff, and then we'll do earnings together. So sorry guys, you guys can talk shop for a second. Dog needs to go out. Give me 5 minutes. We'll just do a quick loop outside, and I'll be back. So yeah, sorry guys. Be right back. Let me pause the recording. Okay, thanks for waiting, guys. Sorry about that. Cola needs to potty. Okay, where are we? We talked Boeing. Hopefully you guys weren't talking too much shit while I was away. Let's see, bachelor parties. Yeah. Cola. Hi, Cola. Okay. Hi. Okay. What did Ross share with us? Food price inflation. All right. Big Max index. Wow. So McDonald's, #1 asshole. But somebody's got to be the asshole, right? Why not the sector leader, to be fair? Popeye's #2. That's surprising. Is that due to the chicken shortage? Gotta be. Taco Bell, Chipotle, 75%. Jimmy John's, Arby's, BK, Chick-fil-A, Wendy's, Panera, Subway, Starbucks. Okay. So the people's champion is Subway. It's Starbucks. Ah, good stuff. Okay. Thank you, Ross. Linda, I've seen wild bachelor parties. British girls are crazy. Yes. Oh my God. British girls are a whole different level of white girl crazy. Oh, God bless them. And they love tanning salons. Like, there's no sun in England. And I'm like, how do you get tan? And I'm like, oh my God. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. We gotta speed up. We're for a lot of time. Okay. Larry Fink, FU. That's the usual stuff. US pending home sales are not great. Let's look at ITV, which last week we noticed was shifting. And if you recall, ITV is our home builder ETF. Included in its holdings are paint companies like Kelly Moore, the builders, Toll House Brothers and whatnot. So definitely related to building, but it's a close approximation. It might be a little off, but we are seeing bearish activity on the put side versus calls, and only 1% Hail Mary deltas. Okay, interesting. Or was it Delta Smile, right? Yeah. Cola, you're so whiny today. Huh? I know, you want tacos too. Okay. But yeah, let's see. The trend has finally changed, and I've been complaining about ITB for the last 4 or 5 years since we've been doing Trader Talk. I think this officially started in 2019, if you can imagine. It used to be on Tuesdays, and then we had to switch to Thursdays, I think 2 years ago. But yes, let's see. But yeah, on balance momentum, or sorry, on balance volume, it's positive, but it's slowing down a lot. And if once we cross the zero line, I'd imagine this will get a lot more, this channel will get a lot more bearish. So it's coming, it's coming. And ATR is picking up, so we're approaching a pit stop at Breakout City in just a bit. Oh. Cola, what do you want? I think he's hungry. Cola, why are you hungry already? Okay. Cola, we have to trade. Okay. Next, let's look at tech stuff really quick. Apple's Vision Pro has lost its vision by 50% as demand craters. So, you know what would be funny? If we can find the whatchamacallit, the clearance section. Will they even allow it to be posted this early? I don't know. Let's cool up. Let's go to their liquidation section. Where's their clearance rack? They've moved it a little bit. I don't recognize this sitemap. Does anyone know where to go to buy the used items on apple.com? I forgot. It used to be clearly labeled, like, right? I'm not going crazy, right? You can buy their returns and whatnot that they vet and everything. Refurbished, certified refurbished. There we go. There we go. Do they sell the Vision Pro? No. Yeah, that would be bad because you can't have your new product release item go on the clearance rack. The first couple of months. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, Apple's in trouble. Let's go to the charts. And as you saw, phone sales in China are a disaster. I mean, but look at the delta between this version of the phone and last year's. Like, come on, it's a joke. And can anyone even tell a 1 megapixel difference when you have like 30 to play with? It's like, no, you can't. Okay, so Apple Mag 7 darling here has been in sell-off city for like 89 of the last 90 days in this bottom left quadrant. Cola. Cola. I'll cook you chicken after this, okay? Cola. Okay. But yeah, this should be fun. Earnings will be on tomorrow, next week. 5/2. Okay. We'll all pay rent with May Apple money. Okay, excellent. And just curious, let's see what the betting public thinks about Apple today, and if we're on the same wavelength. Hola, sit. Good boy. 0.655. It's definitely not. So it's like neutral, slightly bearish. Yeah. Okay. All good. Let's go to our next item. All right, we gotta wrap this up. We're getting too slow. Okay, this is a good article. Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the Mag 7. Okay. So if you look at the market without NVIDIA, you'll see a very different world. So here is forecast for here's forecast for net income. So NVIDIA, Amazon, Meta, Alphabet, ooh, that's very thin. Microsoft, Apple, wow, razor thin. Tesla, and then here's the total. Okay. So that's without NVIDIA. So scary. And yeah, let's see. Here's Mag 7 without Mag 7. Sorry. Here's Mag 7 versus S&P without Mag 7. So dark blue, Mag 7. Light blue is the core SP, well, not core, I guess non-Mag 7 S&P 500. So yeah, it's kind of wild. So QE4 is about on parity. Mag 7 outperformed for the vast majority, even though they had losses. You know, the gains from 2020 to 2021 are still massive, and then 2023 was unchallenged practically. Cola. 那么饿吗？哈 Cola. And what did Ross say? Rich Indian girls will give them a run for their money. Oh my God. Crazy rich Indian girls. Yes. I still would love to DJ an Indian wedding, but my Bhangra and Hindi collection is probably not up to snuff. Okay. Okay, we gotta fast forward. Japanese yen. Let me just pull it up for you guys. USD to yen. Let's look at that. 155.5. Oh my God. We gotta go to Japan, guys. We gotta go to Japan. And we gotta go before the weather gets warm. Cherry blossoms everywhere. Oh my gosh.
155. That was like back in the 90s when I was there. It was about 145, 150 something.
It's cheap again, Juan. It's even cheaper. You should go back. And the US dollar is just awesome right now. So yeah. Oh, and you're watching Shogun, right? And you read the book?
Yeah. Yeah. Long time ago. Yeah.
Okay.
I read the book.
Okay. The US is still, sitting on Germany's face here and farting in its direction. So yeah, that's the usual. Running a little bit out of time. If you guys haven't seen, I finally saw Dune Part 2. But then I saw it like 3 times, like last week. So I've been a little bit busy. But yeah, I love this story to death. I wish we had more time to talk about this. But yeah, it's a metaphor for the current landscape. And it's probably why I kind of had a head start into geopolitics, because I read this in middle school. So yeah, that was awesome. But yeah, Dr. Copper is making some major moves. It's definitely waking up. We'll try to talk about that more next time. We're running a little bit out of time. Dave and I can go ham on this all day, I'm sure. The FTC is subverted by Chinese interests, Saudi interests, and they filibuster and tie up all of our oil, our timberland, and all that stuff. And they put so many weird ass emission regulations on vehicles that will never have compact, efficient, cheap little things like, these little subcompact trucks that you see all over Asia. I mean, they're so cool. I would love to have like a couple of these just for fun. And then, of course, there's the T word default, the Toyota Helix, famous for 50 cal mounts on the truck bed with your illiterate Kalashnikov conscripts. And then they fight our super soldiers. And we fund both sides. It's great. And then, yeah, T word for sure. For sure. If it's good enough for the T word, it's good enough for us. So yeah, this is the beloved Toyota Helix, which is not sold in the US. Thank you, EPA, and all these assholes at the FTC. Okay, this is a preparation for war. So what's the equivalent on the China side? The artificial sand islands that they're stealing from the Philippines. All right, let's talk gold in China and get out of here and do earnings. All right, gold silver ratio is about 85. Gold itself is 23.35, 27.45 for silver. So relatively speaking, 1 ounce of gold buys about 85 ounces of silver. Premiums have been relatively declining. And let's take a closer look. I believe it's 11% at the moment for silver, 3.5% for gold. So that's the markup that you pay generally on average above the international spot price. So this effectively is the dealer's margin. As you can see, that's razor thin. Silver, about 13%, so a little bit better. And Ross is sharing not gossip about Indian girls, but what is this? Share of largest 7 companies market cap, SP 500 all-time high. Oh, 29%. Eek. Max 7. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that's a lot. And summer truck can do 50 degrees. So the Helix can do 45 to 60 degrees slope. That's awesome. Yeah. I need to write that down. If I move outside the US, the first thing I'm gonna do is go shopping for Toyotas. Like, I just want a Helix. Like, it just looks like such an awesome, like efficient, pickup truck. Okay. So that's the gold market for you. And then I posted this awesome clip from our boy Andrew at Rebel Capital.
Here. So here's the deal.
He's talking to this hedge fund miner and basically former hedge fund manager, and he said the correct way to play the gold miners is to short them. Like the whole Cola, can you hang out for 45 minutes? Cola, we'll go get tacos after this, I promise. Oh, I'll get tacos. Cola likes grilled lingua, I found out. I've never had it before, but he has. Okay, anyway, yeah, the play is like gold will go up, but a lot of the gold community expects the gold miners to catch up. And overall, it's not been the case. And we can look at this with GDX and GDXJ with the juniors. And while I'm bullish, it's come up along a bit of a ways, but it's not the 17% jump that gold has seen in a much shorter and tighter window. So, for the next big gold rush, I will be like shorting the miners and going long gold and just trying that out, hopefully. And then again, I'll do my due diligence. And I would really, again, I trust the on balance volume line with my life practically. So it has to be like under the 0 line to make that move. But yeah, assuming the right DD's there, then I think that is a very shrewd strategy and is definitely out of the box. And even someone who's been staring at metals for almost 2 decades, like never connected the dots. So I'm always glad that there's something more to learn. And this was so obvious. Like I'm sure I can even find recordings of Trader Talk where I talk about, yeah, gold's up, miners are down, so move into miners, and then nothing happens. Like, why didn't I connect the dots a little faster? So yeah, okay. So that's that.
Warren, but Newmont had the earnings yesterday.
Newmont was
right?
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, Newmont went up.
Yeah.
I went long, so I made money on Newmont.
It went very well. I was blown away. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad for you.
yeah.
Excellent. Here's the China markets. What else besides what we've discussed? Some like tier 2, tier 3 cities are doing like buy one get one free houses. Like they're that desperate. But yeah, oh god, 1232. We can skip on this. Like this is not that important right now. So yeah, let's stop the recording and let's look at earnings. Okay. Welcome, Alan. We had a very fun session today. Hopefully you can catch the replay. Let me stop the recording and